Rush hour is a way of life that will be here forever. In Japan, it's just a part of the culture. Just like places like New York, Tokyo specifically is the biggest area of the rush hour. The rush hours peak between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. in the morning and shortly after 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. in the evening. Morning rush hours usually are more crowded than the evening rush hours. They are the most extreme in Tokyo, but can also be pretty heavy in Japan's other major cities like Osaka. Most of the time, there are no rush hours on the weekends. During the morning rush hours, the traffic volume on certain urban and suburban trains is so intense that passengers are pressed against each other to a degree that they are unable to move. Train stations in Japan are neatly organized by signs, lanes, and station workers in order to keep everybody moving. For those who haven't been to Japan yet or have problems with the rush hour, here are some tips to survive the rush hour waves. The morning rush hour tends to be a bit heavier than the evening rush hour. You should avoid taking the trains in the morning, but if you have to, you should avoid traveling with luggage or small children. To avoid the evening rush hour, consider taking an early dinner. If planning an evening out, try to arrive at your restaurant or destination before 5 p.m. Have a leisurely meal, and rush hour will likely be over before it is time to return to wherever you are going. When trains are packed, it's almost impossible to move at all, so the last thing you want to do is let go or drop any of your items. There will be almost no way of getting them back if dropped between people. It's important to mind your belongings. If you're lucky enough to be standing in front of seats with shelves above them, it might be best to leave your items there until you need to get off at your stop. If you stay too long near the doors of the train, you're going to get pushed by the next wave of people that comes in. If it's possible to get to the middle of the car, it's best to try getting there rather than getting squished by the next person getting in. Don't be afraid to say sumimasen or orimasu when you need to leave the train. Although most times people will notice others that are trying to get off. If you don't say anything, some people may not move for you. Remember, most Japanese people are kind and respectful. It's clean, organized, and quiet on the trains. So if you decide to take the train during rush hour, don't be scared. You may be squished a little bit, but try to be patient and wait for your stop. Do you think you could survive rush hour in Japan?
Hey, ドア閉めます。